Looking dapper.
Hi, Pop Latte. Hi, everyone. Hi, Aavak. What's your tea routine? With milk? Loose leaf? Loose leaf with no milk, no sugar? Well, it depends. It depends on the tea. There are some blends which are pretty much... the idea of the blend is that it be drank with milk. In which case, I drink it with milk. There are some teas which, again, are more or less... That blend has been made with the assumption that you're going to add a drop of honey to it. In which case, I have honey with it. I drink the teas as they were made, but
Research complete.
most teas are, in my experience at least, not intended for milk or sugar. That isn't to say you can't enjoy it like that, and I'm very much the sort of person that says, well, if you enjoy it that way, and have it that way, you know, I'm not going to tell you how to drink your bloody tea, but I drink it black, no sugar. Low G high rise is fantastic. And Polymer Factory, double fantastic. Okay, well, let's get the Moxie up and running first. Where am I going to place this? I mean, honestly, this whole area is a bit rubbish because of the amount of stuff going on. What we could do, actually, we're going to have an extractor there. Like, there's nowhere safe. Nowhere is safe for my stuff. But what we can do is we can branch off through... here instead. Let's do something like that. Bring up power as well. Just so that we're a bit further away from all of the dust. We'll drop down a Moxie here. And then a...
sector scanned.
Oxygen tank right there. There we go. That should go up together pretty quickly. Okay, sector scanned. Once all of that is set up, then we should be good. We're going to want to start... Though, that being said, we don't need this turned on right now. But I'm going to want to start placing down these buildings. We're going to go straight for apartments. There is no reason not to.
Research complete.
Looking dapper.
Thank you very much. Thoridon, sorry. Just subscribe with tier 1 sub. Oh, very kind of you indeed. Please put a bit of love in chat for Thoridon. Where should we be scanning next? You know what? We'll scan over there and then following that. This is a Dust Devil. It's just basically a little twister. But that makes everything dusty and more or less shuts things down wherever it goes. Oh, thank goodness. Soil adaptation. That's actually important enough that I'm going to push that up in priority. There we are, and we'll grab this one as well. There we go. Perfect. In fact, let's get a drone named after you. Let me just make sure I'm spelling this right. Right. Thoridon. 92. There we are. Thank you very, very much indeed. On that note, we need a bot for Jay Kessler. Thank you so much for the cheer, by the way, Jay Kessler. I noticed it at the time, and I thought, right, I'm not going to break what I'm saying. I'm just going to finish this, and then I'll address it. And then I got distracted. Damn it! I trolled myself. Lisa Thoridon, Drone 5. There we go. And those are all the ones that I can see at the moment on the screen. It doesn't scroll back that far. Alright, how's everything going around here? Everything is going reasonably well. Wow. We've got a lot of charging going on, unfortunately. Might want an extra charger at this rate. It'd be a little bit of a power draw, but it might be worth it. Just an extra little place for my bots to get their fill. We can pop her in there just because it's a nice little area for it to go. If we're going to have a lot of bots in this area, it makes quite a lot of sense to have one in there, but that seems reasonable to leave open for now.
Dust storm approaching.
Okay. Well, they're going to start generating a whole whack more power, but everything is going to get dusty. Alright, let's shut that down for now. Next up, we're going to want... well, we're going to want to get... What kind of spire do we have? We've only got a water reclamation spire, which I don't think is that important right now. No, I wouldn't say it's that urgent. We're going to have a medical area so that we can have a chance at getting children a little bit sooner. I would like a diner on this side. And we'll have it facing into the center just because that looks nice, I think. Furthermore, we'll probably have a farm down there. We might have another apartment down there. Maybe a farm across there, perhaps. I'm not sure yet. Could have a space bar. In fact. Maybe. Not sure. Maybe the space bar just over from the diner. What's the diner give? That gives dining, social, and food. This gives relaxation, drinking, and social. It's a little bit of both, really. But yeah, I think we're going to have that one. Then I would like an art workshop because we will have polymers set up. So shut this down, shut that down. Beyond that, I think we're going to go for a stone garden at the back here. And a small fountain as well. And we'll have the luxury, the art workshop right by there. But that's going to give them a couple of jobs to do there. Right. You guys, can I grab both of you at the same time? No, I can't. It is a shame, but oh well. Let's get you down here then instead, so I can get all of that set up. There we go. Let's get you back to see you charging up. Okay, let's have a... What is this funny man saying? Well, sorry about that. Look, go away, camera controls. Don't need you.
Sector scanned.
Okay. Yeah, so much dust incoming, yeah. And as the funny man says, the point of the game is just to survive, research, thrive. There is a mystery at the end of the game that, like an end game quest that gives you varying difficulty depending on the mystery you end up with, which gives you a little bit more to do, a little bit more focus. But beyond that, it's just making do with what you've got. Man, that's a huge space bar. Can you imagine the noise when they type? Really funny, man. That's dad level jokes, my lord. How much polymer have we got? We're actually almost out of polymer. Oh, that's bad. Let's get a new rocket over here then. Full of polymers. There we go. Leafy leafing one. You can launch with 45 polymers. Let's see. I think we're good. Right, that can be shut down. It has a reasonable amount of people who work there. Disaster starts in 18 hours. These are going to produce redonkulous amounts of dust once they get going. Production to dust storms at
Meteor shower incoming.
Really? Okay, that's potentially terrifying. We may
Sector
have some
scanned.
issues. Now, one of the things I like to do as a result of that is set up a little bit of storage for the absolute necessities with each dome. So something like this, like that, and then a battery as well. And this will be one of the only batteries that we've got so far, because we tend to just increase the amount we generate rather than I think that's now. I don't think they'll automatically hook up. They do still need a pipe, which is a little bit of a shame. But we can manage that. There we go. And one piece of power. Obviously, if this little area is hit, we'll lose all of our stored resources there. But the thing with that is if this area is hit, then this area probably wasn't. That area probably wasn't. I mean, the best solution would be to have a little cluster like this on each node. And you can definitely do that. But I don't. Right, can we change the skin? We can. What do we want? Oh, there's only 2. I like the tiered fountain. What about you? You can't change you. Very well. It is a shame, but okay. Right. Well, that is going to be a bit of an issue. I would like some... Well, have you got enough power? Yeah, you're both doing okay. Let's see if we can't get an extra sensor down around here somewhere. Can you both get down here? I think you should be able to. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get here before the dust storm starts, so you're going to just have to sit in orbit until the dust storm passes. Which is massively annoying.
Sector scanned.
Shut that down. There we go. Got plenty of fuel though, so we should be good for a while. Let's just keep you out of the way. Producing a bit of oxygen at source and storing it at source. We're storing a little bit of water at source again, but then we've also got a dedicated storage for my buildings here. And I suppose one of the things we could do is I'll have one battery down here just with the wind farms there. Now the thing with this is that our vehicles may get massively messed up from all of this. Let's get a new scanning tower around here. By all means. You may indeed begin. Do we not have what we need? Got loads of what we need. Could you maybe begin work? Maybe I've got to drop things off. There we go. Apparently they just didn't see it until I moved the transport around. There we are. As you can see, the dust storm is now here in full swing. It's going to last for 20 hours. That down there looks amazing. Look at that. And at the higher elevations, it's not quite as full on, but current generation is 13.6 hourly. Well more than we need. How are we doing for buildings not working? Yeah, the Moxie is going to stop because
Research
it's
complete. Sector scanned.
so much contaminant in the air. Mars crowdfunding, fantastic. Not that we need it right now. We'll go with... I guess we could grab this one. Honestly, I want a little bit more research, frankly. I'm going to outsource a bunch of research. We're going to outsource 1 billion's worth of research. There we go. That'll get us soil adaptation in 1 sol. Two men walk into a bar, the second one should have ducked. Oh no. No, those jokes are so bad. It hurts my brain. Yeah, we can't land right now because of the dust storm. Makes a lot of sense. We want the farm, and this isn't essential to getting everything else set up, but it would be nice to have. But the farm we do need. That is a given. We could drop down maybe a garden in here. I think. An extra place for people to relax, chill out, enjoy themselves. You can have these projector lamps as well around your base, and it can actually make your base look amazingly pretty. In fact, so much so. Sure, why don't we? Let's pop one in there then. Could have a projector lamp just sort of shining light on the drone port. Or maybe even one shining light down here. Nah, I don't think we need one down there.
Sector scanned.
Something like that. And let's just get a little bit of power out there. I really don't know what this does. It's building we construct by drones. I don't know how it helps. It's in here. Oh! Maybe, actually thinking about it, this probably reduces the sanity drop for people who are outside working the night shift. I bet that's what, it has some function along those lines. I imagine that's it. Nothing over there as well. There you go. Just a couple of little lights dotted around. Just to make the night a little bit less oppressive. Or as I like to say, fun. Okay, we'll have a lamp down there by the solar farms as well. Maybe one up by the Moxie too. They draw a tiny, tiny bit of power, so you can afford to be a little bit silly with this if you want to. One there. And you know what? To reassure my colonists, we'll have one shining on all of the emergency supply stuff over here. I'll pop that one right there. There we go. Right, we can now land our ship. Womp. Okay, you're decent, as are you. Where do we want to go to next? Let's get one over here. Well, actually, at this point, I would like you to swing by and recharge on your way past. But we've got plenty of good scanning opportunities now. As you can see, like ridiculously high levels of boost. So we should be able to find some anomalies. There we go. Not too bad. Do I have any people yet? No. No. I like to set up for the people first. You're in no rush to do it. Oh, on that note. Albaz 1.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found. Research complete.
You know what? First and foremost, we're going to be naming this Big Al. There we go. Big Al, which skin do you want? Do you want that one or this one? So, skin number 1 or skin number 2? Let me know. Low-G fungal farms, not that interesting to me. I've never used them, but you know what? Maybe I'll use them here so I can find out what they do. Two looks good. Clean and simple. So, number 1, number 2. Very well. You went with the partial blue steel option. Well done. Incoming meteors. Crash lands. These can deposit pretty good things, actually. So right now, that's where the meteors are landing mostly. So we're actually fairly safe where we are. And right now, I am super enjoying just playing this on on the second speed option. It's not normal speed, it's double speed. Oh, sorry, 3 times normal speed, and then this one's 5 times. I'm just really enjoying it. It's super chill. Really, really appreciating it, actually. You know what? That's what we're going to want. We're going to want a research lab.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
And then I'm going to want a very small garden, maybe a small alley. Right there. Right, has that got many? It does. Let's have a look. I like having the benches all together, so that the people who use that area can chat. I think that's nice. Right, where were those anomalies? Ooh, 2 anomalies. I approve. Found something interesting over here. Very well. Go and have a look. But you've been emptied. You haven't been emptied. That's amazing. Quick, run! Run before they empty you! We'll also get you over here. And we are going to want a new hub there. Perfect. Hey Meta, how you doing? Hey Sunning. Thank you very much for the cheer. You know what? I need to set up my own. I'm so behind on setting up all the icons. I'm going to need more ones for YouTube for something secret and special that's happening soon. Not strictly streaming. I'm going to need some emoticons
Sector scanned.
for YouTube too.
Anomaly found.
Right. I can say no more. But yes, I'm going to need to work on all of that sort of stuff. I always say that though, and I always don't do it because I'm a dupe. Alright, let's have a look. New anomalies found. Fantastic. Building's not working. Ah, because there's no one there. Let me turn that off. Can I change the research technology? Oh yeah, I can. That's not too bad.
Research complete.
Fantastic. Logi hydrosynthesis. What are we working on next? We don't need to increase our rocket cargo. You know what? We're going to go with decommission protocol. That's going to be significantly more useful to us.
We've just found the wreckage of Phobos 2. The
Wow.
old probe even had some new data for us to analyze.
On July 7th, 1988, the Soviet Union launched 2 Proton K rockets carrying the Phobos 1 and the Phobos 2, probes on a course to Mars. Of the 2 craft, only Phobos 2 reached its final destination, but contact with it was lost just before it could deliver its precious payload. Humankind will be forever grateful for the information we salvaged from its computers. Okay, locations of several anomalies discovered. Wow!
Anomaly found.
That's actually really good. That's genuinely really good. One there, there, and there. Okay. That was super awesome. Right, go ahead and get me some new tech, please. And then continue scanning that whole area out for me. That was actually awesome. I love the little events like that. Stonemuff, Aavak is already planning to decommission us, Leaf? No. I'm not going to decommission Leaf. Right, I need to get the farm in place. I'm not going to decommission anyone. If you behave. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. There are way too many jobs here now for the amount of people that we'll have here to run them. Quick count. Let's just say we have the shifts on only some of the time. Let's have 1 shift each. See what we can do with that. 1 shift each. 1 shift each. 1 shift each. 1 shift each. This one only ever has 1 shift. And what I would like
Anomaly
is
analyzed.
soybeans, potatoes. Right, so we've got 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 16. Actually, that's not too bad. 18.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
22. I believe this can only hold. It can hold 24. Provide space for R&R and fancy cocktails. I mean, I like fancy cocktails. We're going to open that up at night. Now, the thing with night shift is workers lose sanity if they work during night shifts, but they can recover sanity at the medical ward. Or if you're certain types of people, like, to be honest, I need to make sure that I'm getting more people. You do a night shift in my Let's Play, because I have the commander who people will regain sanity just from resting in their home. Because I've got a psychologist commander. But that's actually pretty important. This one especially, really important to have someone working the night shift, because if someone eats an unprepared meal, so if they get peckish at night, which granted most probably won't, but if they did, and they ate an unprepared meal, that involves a big morale boost. Sorry, a morale penalty.
There's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets...
That is impressive. We're going to go for that one. Yeah, that is really impressive. The atomic accumulator will be very nice for us. Very nice. Okay, we're currently working on drone printing. Oh, thank you, Colo. That's very kind of you to say. Very kind of you, in fact. I don't need a metal mine outside right now. I do want one, but we just don't need one yet. What I may well do is set up a second domicile. You know what? It makes sense to set up a second domicile here. There is no reason not to. The only downside here is that this place is not going to have any room for children as a result. There will be no room for children in this dome. So we're going to want a second dome. Though, honestly, in my opinion, building a second dome anyway, specifically for your children,
Cable fault reported.
is really,
Pipe
really
leak reported.
clever. Okay, we've got a cable fault right there. Pipe leak all the way down here. It's annoying. I actually want to be able to isolate the dome from everything else. So we should, in fact, install these in here. So there we
Anomaly found.
And here we go. I want to be able to shut down any connection to this dome if possible. Never do I want to shut this down. If there's a leak here, it's unlikely because there's very, very short amounts of piping there. But if there is a leak here, I want this to always be... We'll just weather that hit. But that should always be active. Button here, and a pipe valve right there. So that way we can just shut down the dome. Honestly, I'm starting to think that maybe I want that a little bit closer, but... Nah. Alright, there we go. New anomalies, that's fine. We're finding a lot of them. Oh, that was it. Something crashed there. And it wasn't... Huh. It wasn't just a regular meteor.
Sector scanned.
Where are you? Right there. Let's get up there and start doing a little bit more scanning. Almost done on that side, which is actually quite nice. Alright, where are you? Could you move and then stop? There we go. I wonder why that happens. Is it possible for them to drive through here? It might be, you know. If it is, I wouldn't mind them getting down here. Let's see if you can manage this. Can you guys get there? We'll see now. Plenty of scanners all over the place now, though. So we should have a lot of advance warning of anything bad about to happen. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting the tech. I had a fantastic set of tech before I launched my first rocket. I managed to increase the size of... I managed to get the low-G high-rises and the increased passenger capacity on my rockets before I launched the rocket from Earth, the first one. So I was able to bring 22 colonists with the first rocket before everything locked out. It's a bit of a shame. I'm going to have to really carefully prioritize which buildings I have active here. But we can manage it. Time for us to send a rocket. Leafy, you're bringing people along. I don't want anyone with flaws. Quirks are fine as they are. Age group, I don't even want anyone who's middle-aged in this first group. And perks. I would really like workaholics. Oh yeah. I don't think we're going to need survivors. I would like sexy colonists. Shut up. Shut up. There's a reason for it. I want to get a Martian-born baby as quickly as I can. A Martian-born baby.
Dapper.
I want to have a Martian-born as quickly as I can so that we can unlock the... so we can immediately pass the evaluation. Compose, sanity losses are halved. It doesn't really matter too much to me. Celebrity, genius are always good to have. A saint would be good if we had many religious people. And maybe we do. Yeah, we'll grab that one. Rugged, no comfort penalties when eating unprepared food or having no residence. It's decent. More health recovered while resting can work when health is low. Not something we need to worry about. Increased performance boost when high morale. Gains twice as much comfort in gardens and parks. Yep. And gains additional comfort when satisfying social interests. Let's go with those for now. I think those are pretty solid. Higher individual base morale, low sanity, never leads to suicide. Actually, sure, we'll bring along some religious people as well. Alright, Leafy, launch with your precious cargo. Launch anyway, go. It's fine. Poopmaster, thank you very much for the subscription. Please put a bit of love in chat there for Poopmaster. Damn it, Stonewolf.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed.
Fantastic. Drone printing is done. That would lead to 3D machining. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad at all. Sure. Okay, we'll grab that. There's so many things that I want, but we're going to have to wait until we get people here for that. This dome will probably just focus on keeping the initial colonists happy, and then we'll look at mining metals and producing polymers with this one. The next dome for adult colonists, for workers, will focus instead on
Sector scanned.
having
Anomaly
the
found.
jobs such as the factories inside. How's your battery doing? Your battery's getting a bit low. Did you manage to get to the location? No, of course you didn't. Okay. Let's head back then. There's no going over there, not until I build us a tunnel. Alright, you can come and sit by there. I would like you to go all the way over here, because you're going to need to provide recharging shortly. Additionally, we want to start stockpiling more of this. Now, there's a bit of a spoiler,
Vehicle battery
but there is
low.
definitely a reason why you want to stockpile these things. There's 100% a reason why you want it stored. It'll be a while though until you get to the tech where it makes it useful, but it is worth it. Right, activate this. We want to start seeing how much power it's going to take. We haven't got the colonists that we need for that, so let's just have one shift for now. We want the diner, so that'll be 6 out of our 12 people.
Anomaly
8.
analyzed.
Still, it's worth it. Okay, we're going to have to shut down one of them. But that will give us the bare essentials. The very bare essentials.
Sector scanned.
No, we'll just live with it. New anomaly. Building not working. Yes. Yes, I know. I know. We will get them sorted. You will probably reach that point just as you run out of power. Right, well, now that we've done all of that, I'm going to let the drones grab the materials. Actually, you can just offload, honestly. Just go ahead and offload everything. Yeah. Perfect. I'm going to start using my transport now to gather metals from around the place. Should have been doing that before, honestly. Right, we've almost got people here. Hello, Fizbek, how you doing? Love the name. Love the name. Absolutely adore that movie. In fact, be right back. Also, I'm going to grab a drink, but I'll mostly be right back.
Research complete. Sector scanned. Assuming your name actually is a reference to it. Shook. It's a bit dog-eared. I got it when I was in Booktown in Haeimont. One of my best buys from there, actually. I love this book. I love the movie. Absolutely beautiful. It's mirrored. Yes, it will be. That's fine. If you're good, if you're no good at reading mirrored, then I can sort that out for you if you really want to. But the reason why I'm mirrored is so that when I'm looking at this screen, which is my second monitor, where I've got chat, it looks like I'm looking into the game rather than off to the side of the game. So that's why it's mirrored. If I had it non-mirrored, then it would Sector scan.
look weird every time I wanted to read something. Shoop. You'll have to read it. I'm not gonna mirror it for you. Woo. Yes, Haeimont is amazing. Whenever I get the chance, I go to the literary festival. They've often got amazing speakers. Right, systematic training, general training would be useful. Would absolutely be useful. Let's totally get that. The world of the Dark Crystal, indeed. Could this be? The legendary Aavak reads a book into the microphone stream? I need some encouragement. Maybe, though. I might read the first little bit, maybe. I don't know. If you want me to. Seems weird, but this is a beautiful book to read. I mean, I could read the
introduction by Algra. Maybe. I totally could, I suppose. Yeah, I could. I would need strong encouragement. Right. Let's get this ship down. Far enough away that's not going to kick up a stupid amount of dust everywhere. Go forth, my colonists. Get in there.
Full of hope and determination, the first founders have set foot on the Red Planet.
Amazing. Well played. Well played. Full of hope and determination, the first founders have set foot on the Red Planet. The next 10 sols will be full of difficulties and dangers, but also with great promise and opportunities. It is now to us to prove that Mars can be a doorway to greater riches in the future of human civilization. Even the most epic adventures begin with a single step. So, the colony is locked down to new colonists for a
milestone
short
achieved.
while. Womp, first humans on Mars. Battery is low. Yeah, it's going to be
New
low.
colonists have arrived.
Hooray! They are in there, they are doing jobs. Hopefully. Yep, they're in there and they're doing jobs. A lot of things have not turned on. It makes me sad. Idle extractors. Oh, run out. Very well. We've got enough for a while. Okay, we'll immediately salvage this building, though.
Sector scanned.
Now, the thing is, in the morning is only a sexy time in the colony. That's when the sexy time is especially sexy, and there's a high chance of us getting a birth. I'll have a quick look. How things going? Things going reasonably well. Okay, let's have a look then. MD9. Okay, you're getting closer now. There's a decent amount of encouragement there, I suppose. If Aavak narrated audiobooks, I would buy them all. See, a lot of people have meta strong. Yes, you're strong as Susan strong meta. But if I could find like audiobooks where the authors wouldn't mind me reading it, I would totally do some things. Probably on my second channel, but I would totally read books. I need to get in touch with Ian Livingston and see if he would mind if I did like a series where I played fighting fantasy games like Warlock of Firetop Mountain and that sort of thing. I would love to. Alright, we need a food storage. I would like the food storage. Honestly, to be out here with all of the other stuff that I'm stockpiling for the colony. That seems like a good place to put. Damn it, empty. Ah, Zen Sequitur, really? To read now? I've made a rod for my own back. Okay. Alright, I'll read the first couple of pages at least. MD 72A. We've also got Zen Sequitur. Hopefully I spelt that correctly. If I do misspell someone's name, just keep telling me in chat until I do it correctly. Nine the drone. Nine the drone. But it would have been better if drones were actually pronounced drone, because then that would have rhymed and it would have been great. Okay. There we are. Isaac Asimov probably wouldn't mind. Well, he's still with us. Probably, but unfortunately, there's going to be some people who would. Who would have rights to things and would complain. No, it's Nine the Drine. Yeah, oftentimes the publishers hold the rights for a long time. Eventually, they sometimes drop into public domain if the author was dead a long time, but it's one of those things, unfortunately.
Sector scanned.
I want to get my transport actually doing something. Let's find a place that has a decent amount of stuff to haul.
This would be that place. Very well. Let us get Courier 3. Grabbing all of the things and hauling them back down here. That'll do. Oh, wow. Clarissa as well. People really want to hear me read. My lord. There we go, Clarissa. Welcome to the Drone Army. Alright, alright. Okay. Look, we've got a while to go. Where my colonists need to be made more and more and more comfortable. Let's actually just double check. Couldn't satisfy their interest in luxury. No available service buildings. I can turn it on, I suppose, and you can activate it. There we go. You can go there now and again. I guess we'll do the same here. I'll activate it some of the time, just so that people can pop in. But before we get to reading, I need to make sure that we're doing okay. We have got a full-on demand for water. Let me just double check. Water surplus, oxygen surplus, power surplus. Water's okay. Water is okay. We've still got a full grid. There's no demand on it. All right. However, things are generally all right, I'd say. All right. We've got a couple of sols before anything interesting happens, I guess. That being said, you can do some gathering. Right. Okay, then. Brief story time with Aavak. Maybe at some later time we will have a long story time with Aavak. A whole stream of story time with Aavak. Depends. I need a lot of encouragement for that. Okay. I'll read one page now. And later on we'll read some more, maybe. Maybe something about the Urskex, because that's actually pretty
Sector
interesting.
scanned. Anomaly found.
Fantastic.
Anomaly analyzed.
Okay. I'll move you down to the next location, but I'm not going to have you scan just yet. Introduction. It would be inappropriate at this stage to give a complete account of the circumstances that led to the recognition of the Augrian petroglyphs and the manuscript of the Book of Augra. For some time, it has been common knowledge in the thaumato-linguistic circles, and among others who care for such things, that a chance discovery of an eroded rock carving at an anonymous site had been followed by a quite remarkable production of objects, texts, and diagrams. A few associated with the original find, but most created during periods of meditation on the contents of the carving, using advanced techniques of hypnoactivity that have been largely developed from the study of the initial products. Simple meditation led us to produce objects that described and illustrated the techniques of dream fasting. This led to sand writing and ultimately dream writing of extensive texts. The most complete of these, usually known as the Book of Augra, exists in 3 manuscript versions. It is in a form of Sasanian cursive script with some Bactrian elements, which are quite at variance with the strong Amharic influence on the vocabulary. Its study has enabled us to elucidate, in part, the massive illustrative materials and the more puzzling texts that are in script, which the Book of Augra enables us to identify
Research
as Uru,
complete.
Skeksis, and Gelfling. This volume presents a translation of the Augra manuscript, illustrated with relevant material. Other manuscripts are not discussed
Sector
in detail.
scanned.
The meditative techniques involved in this translation have not been explicitly described. This is intentional. I cannot stress too strongly the unwisdom of inadequately prepared attempts to communicate with other worlds. Regrettably, no one scholar, dare I say, no group of scholars, has been able to acquire universal competence in all of the scripts, grammars, arts, and sciences necessary for an unambiguous and definitive interpretation of this body of texts and objects. Nevertheless, sufficient progress has been made for us to be able to offer this tentative but, I trust, revealing description. We have not attempted to give a literal translation of every phrase in the Book of Augra. Apart from the difficulty, common to all translations, of conveying unfamiliar concepts with both accuracy and brevity, we were confronted with the peculiarities of the style of the original. Harsh, broken, cryptic, often archaic.
much of the meaning is conveyed not only in the words themselves but in their associations. For example, where we have translated, "Of the dead I will not speak. Their presence may be felt everywhere. Learn from them yourself." A version that brings out all of the sense of Aughra's words. A literal version, giving only the simplest meaning of each word, would read, "Dead." Could be anywhere, then.
Resources are low.
Followed by silence. We have therefore
Sector
aimed
scan.
at an accurate representation of the overall meaning, rather than the literal, faithful rendering of the original text. Though, where possible, we have tried to keep something of the flavour of Aughra's words. Oxford, 1981. J.J. Llewellyn. There we go. That's the first page. Right. No sectors researched. Decommission protocol has been researched. Very good. Micromanufacturing is now available to us for research, which we should get. Oh, thank you very much, Shimmering Dewdrop. Maybe I could read some Lovecraftian tales, because actually quite a lot of those are in the public domain now. We are going to be low on food resources because they only brought a small amount of food with them. But we will have enough time to generate more food. That food will last us until we've worked all our way through this. It's going to be fine. Right, I would like you to continue gathering metals wherever possible. Over here, for example. And continue bringing them back for me. I hope you all enjoyed, though. I missed a lot of chat. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to scroll up a little bit, which means that this is going to slide across. Official audiobooks with very new books, especially first-time authors. Maybe. Only thing that would be better would be Aavak reading something in Welsh. I wouldn't understand it, but I'd love to listen to it. Oh, that's lovely.
Sector scanned.
Still want to hear
Select a
Aavak
sector
read.
to
Please go the
scan.
fuck to sleep. Maybe one day. And a reward for your story time. And a boost to the second PC. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Sensequita. That is so kind of you. Thank you enormously. That really, really is going to be a massive help. And thank you as well to MD72. Sorry I missed that while I was
Looking
reading.
dapper.
Thank you so much, everyone. You've been so generous. Very old stories. Story tales, yeah. Folk tales. They would probably still be good. Grim fairy tales. Yeah, actually. That might not be too bad. Sorry, I'm just going to take a few seconds while I'm catching up with everything I missed. And yeah, not all of Lovecraft is horror. A fair bit of it has horror elements, but I actually really like reading Lovecraft. Zoidberg, thank you very much for the subscription. You know what? That would actually be really amazing. Where Pyro said, Meta plus Aavak Lovecraft Storytime. Next time you visit Meta, or if I visit you, we should definitely assign some time to sit down and read something like that. I think that would actually go really well. Well, clearly there is some interest in hearing me reading more. Maybe in the future then. Ugrak, thank you very much for the resubscription there. The World of the Dark Crystal, yeah, that was the book. It's basically, well, for those of you who are familiar with the Dark Crystal, it is, for all intents and purposes, the lore behind the Dark Crystal, and it describes where the world came from. Like, I'm not talking
into there are some parts where it kind of goes out of character and talks a little bit about the production of the Dark Crystal. Like, for example, how the rags that the Gelflings wear that look just like raggedy sackcloth, that's silk. They needed something with a fine enough weave that when they made it frayed, it didn't look like they were actually tiny puppets wearing stuff made out of string. So all of their clothes is silk, and they use a cheese grater on it to make it look frayed. So they actually spent a lot of money on the clothing the Gelflings wear that are made to look like just trash sackcloth. And that's amazing. But there's little tidbits like that in there. But most of the book is written as if, the intelligentsia of various modern day universities, well, modern day, I'd say, like 1980s universities, were studying texts that related to this, and that this was an actual empirical study of the history of the world of the Dark Crystal in character. And so it talks about the Uru, it talks about the Urskeks, the Skeksis, and it describes, it's more from Olgra's perspective. She was born of the earth and the stone because the trees and the stones had no eyes with which to witness the world, and so through necessity they created Olgra. She is the only one of her kind, and she observed the world for the earth. She is effectively the embodiment
Sector
of the
scanned.
earth.
Anomaly
It's
found.
a wonderful, wonderful book. Wonderful book. If you enjoyed the film. Even if you don't enjoy the film, frankly, it's a pretty good book. Right, let's get to some scanning. Sorry for being so distracted. Oh, no. You need to go somewhere else. You're almost out of power. If you get out of power, I'm in bad times. Down to our last bits of food. Well, we'll last, though. You know, reading live streams with Aavak and Sheilab. That could definitely be done as well. Yeah, absolutely. Sheilab's actually a massive bookworm, so she'd probably really enjoy it. Take care, Leon. Thanks for dropping by.
Vehicle battery
Yes.
low.
If Nine had his way, the only book that an Aavak and Meta reading would be is a book I'm not going to call because Nine gets too excited. He's a very excitable fella, Nine. Take care, Goose. Right. Everything seems to be going okay here. You're fully charged.
Sector
Good.
scanned.
Let's get back down there and recharge our little explorer there. How are we doing for research at the moment? Not great. We're back down to our base amount of research right now, which is kind of painful. Kind of painful, I'll be honest. We're going to outsource a lot again. There we go. We'll take it back up to 1,200. At least then we'll get most things in a number of years. A reasonable number of years. More to the point. I'd really like a second shift here, though. See what we can do. What's the general comfort? Comfort's actually reasonably good. One colonist couldn't satisfy their interest in shopping, but children can be born in the dome right now. So just a bit of time, really. We're going to use some of that quick cash injection there to buy more research. There we go. I've got people here. I'm waiting for them to... We're just hanging out right now. No one's died. They're actually fairly happy from what I can tell. Yeah, the average comfort is 78. That's enough that I don't even need this active, actually. The average comfort of colonists is so high in this dome that they would be able to have children anyway. Right now, the birth threshold's only 55, but it'll go up to about 70 shortly.